Okay, as always, we'll make three brushes together. Okay, let us turn to page 3 of the Blaze. Sorry, is on page 4. Page 4. Sanye joda zoge jonamla janjo bardo dani kyapsun nage jinso kibe sonam ki dola benjire sanye dubara sho sanye joda zoge jonamla janjo bardo dani kyapsun nage jinso kibe sonam ki dola benjire sanye dubara sho sanye joda zoge jonamla janjo bardo dani kyapsun Nage jinso gebe sonamge nola penjir sanje rubarayashum. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations to the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations to the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations to the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Let us turn to page number 6, Ye Dharma Mantra. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabha Hetum Tesham Tathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Etum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Jayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, continuation from where we left this morning. Let me first of all just bring this to attention that we're talking about what's the purpose of life. This is very important the question, and if you're not convinced by this, then whatever we do, it's just not of much meaning. So some of us, we said the purpose of life is to render service, help to others. And just let me bring up a rhetorical question, meaning a question which comes to my mind and which can potentially be asked by anybody else to you if you say that the purpose of life is to benefit others. So my question to you is that you say you put effort in helping others. Meanwhile, when you go through difficulties, if it so happens that nobody is there to help you, sometimes it does happen. It's quite demoralizing to see that, okay, You call this friend, can you please help me? Say, I'm very sorry, I have this thing to do. You call that friend, everybody is turning away from you. At times it does happen like this, very sad. So if this is a situation, what will you do? Tell me. Somebody who believes in helping others, what will you do? Tell me. Anyone? Anyone? Say, what will you think? Okay, say, Kamalji? Kamalji.
Entitled to your action, you're not entitled to demand the actions of others. So you do what you have to do from your heart, from your wisdom. And if it doesn't come back to you, that's okay. You are not there to ask for the fruit of your action.
My question is, just imagine that you are in a very serious situation where in a problem and you need help from somebody else. And they say, you think that this person will help you, this person will help you, and all somehow decline. So what would be your thought? What would you think? Meaning that would you feel demoralized? Would you feel sad? Or would you leave hope? Will you lose hope in the humanity? Let's be very practical. Let's be very realistic. The gentleman over there, gentleman, your name? Atusha, yes. Tushar, yes. Mike.
I think my thought would be that first I need to help myself.
Sorry?
My thought would be that in this situation, I need to help myself.
So what the situation is that you cannot help yourself at the moment.
Okay.
So you need help from somebody else. And these people who otherwise you think will give you help, they all somehow withdraw.
I think practically then I would try to acknowledge the limitations which are stopping them from helping me.
No, they may not have limitations. This is a real situation. How many you have encountered with such situations in real life? Yes, only if you have this real life experience, then you will realize how painful it is. You're getting it? Vaishali, you like to say something?
Yes, I feel very sad that moment because in spite of helping so many others, it was not with expectation, but that moment, my feeling is a sad feeling.
Yes, exactly. So you like give an answer? Yes, Mike. This is very important. Only then, after all these questions are resolved, yes, these are the real life challenges. Then when we go through this text, will make total sense to us. Otherwise, this text would be just like auspicious verses. Yes.
My name is Makran. I will share what I experienced.
Yes.
I experienced that I will go in depression. It will increase my stress.
Exactly.
And I will lose hope in humanity and
exactly. This is the real situation that we encounter with. You will lose hope, and you will lose hope in humanity. Okay, So this question be best answered by somebody who has actually been through these experiences yourself. Till that point, you may fly in the air. You may say something very nice here and there, but the real life is very different. So we have to know the reality of life, the challenges of life at workplace, not getting job and not fair in the workplace, in home conflicts, and the uncle, your dad, aunt, and so forth, family litigation, property cases. There's enormous complications are there, real life complications are there. So, in fact, this is the real answer that comes to mind. We become so desperate. You're getting it? We become desperate. So, under such situation, how can we help ourselves? So, finally, the answer is that yes, they are good people. They're good people. Make sure that in a real life, make sure that the good people that we meet in our life, for example, here, all these, for example, like Manjarji, Snehar, and Kabirji, Hanslam, Kandelam, All these amazing, the good people, they came together here. So here we have Sharminaji, many people who are resourceful there. So the others, I would say that it is a great opportunity for us to meet with each other. And for example, David La is hand. And David Lam, he has been in Tibet class for so many years, and then he knows many people in Tibet house. If you have problem, Makran, if you have a problem, what kind of problem? Immediately, if you contact him, he will have ideas who are the people in Tibet house who can solve this problem. He will connect. So this is how we need to look for good people. You're getting it? The world is not completely dark, but when you don't reach out to, when you don't identify the good people, when we are happy, we don't take care to look for the good people. When you don't look for the good people, we are, in one way or the other, we are bound to go through difficulties. When you go through difficulties, then we are left with nobody to turn to. And the number of good people is so less. We should be very realistic. Don't live in the world of illusion. And, oh, people are there, the world is, no, you are bad, everybody's good. Don't think like this. We should be very realistic. Only those people who are realistic, they can become enlightened. For example, Jismillah Repa, he went through all the hardships in life. That made him to become Buddha, to see the real life. That his own uncle, his own aunt, they were just making them a beggar. Once upon a time, they were the richest of the whole village, whole town. Now the uncle and aunt, they were uncle and aunt, his own father's brother, making him and his family beggars. This is the real life. Under such situation, how can you say to someone who's nearest to you, when such person does such a bad thing to you, how can you expect the whole world to do good things to you? We can't expect that. So we should be very realistic. So the Buddha taught, Ye dharma hetu prabhava. All these phenomena arise from the causes. When you are not surrounded by good people as a cause, when the good people are not there around you, you will suffer. So therefore, it's so important for us to look for good people. One. Number two, even the good people, they also have their own problems. It's not that good people, they are, divine. They also have their problems. So don't expect too much from the good people. Say, first option, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And then meanwhile, look for a ultimate solution. Imagine that you are living in a very simple hut, and underneath the ground, there's a whole huge treasure, diamond, 10 kg diamond underneath your ground. But you don't know that there's a treasure underneath your ground, and you are suffering so badly. Your mother needs medical help, and your sister needs this help, your brother needs this help, and so forth. And then they're totally helpless. And then your neighbors are not willing to help you. So then, say they find a long run. Short term, you have to do something. But long run, what should you do? Margaret? Long run, what should you do? Somehow unearth your treasure. Unearth your treasure. You don't know that. You have to somehow you have to know that there's a treasure inside. You're getting it? Once you know the treasure, you don't depend on your friends. With the treasure, friends will come. When the treasure is not there, friends will not come. Friends run away from you. Okay, this is a very important practical thing. So what we're here for is to learn how to deal with the life challenges in a practical, realistic way. This is what we're learning here. You getting it? Okay. So with this in mind, my friends, they're from different places who came here. Number one, to really, enjoy or to see the wonder of the beautiful landscape, the beautiful air, and the freshness of the air, and then the landscape of the Tawang. For that purpose, they came here, and also that to learn. And then meanwhile, I would say those from Tawang, is a great opportunity for you to mingle with these people who came from outside, because they're all very educated. They've seen the world, and this would be very, very, very beneficial. But for the youngsters, for you to interact, but this is in a way is an exposure for outside world. It's very, very, very helpful, beneficial. Okay. So the point is that if there's a treasure, somehow there's no excuse. You have to unearth your treasure. Once the treasure unearthed, then your problems is solved. You getting it? So, okay, all of us, put your hands out. Put your hands out. Put your hands out. And do what I'm doing. Okay, tell me what happened. This is a biggie. Tell me what happened. Louder, louder. Say something. Huh? Say. What happened? The sound came out. It's easy, right? Hey, Adanlas, sound came out. Yes? Okay. So when you put the hands together, the sound came out. So this sound is the example, the metaphor for all the problems that we go through. Any problem that we go through, the sound of a clam is the example of the problem that we go through in our life. And this sound, okay, now only one hand come out. One hand. Okay, now see. Okay, don't hit somebody else. Okay, so let's do it once more. One hand. No sound. So look, for the sound to happen, we must have the two hands together. If any of the two hands is missing one sound, it doesn't produce the sound of a clap. With one hand, it doesn't produce sound of a clap. Likewise, the two hands are the metaphor for any problem that we face with. For example, Makran, you like to share with us one problem? Just any problem. Mike, or any problem.
To find a love. To find love.
Okay. Okay. This is not a good place to talk about it. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? To find love or complication with love? Okay, no complication. No, that's not a serious thing. There are many serious things. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any kind of problem? Yes, Vaishali.
Yeah, like how to have a dialogue with my son, the adult son. It's becoming very difficult for me nowadays.
Teenager.
Teenager.
Yes. Yes, this is a problem.
Yeah.
Hey, Makran, listen to this. You're getting it? First step looks very musical. Second step is a complication. Makran, don't forget it. You're getting it? So this musical will drag you into this, right? Sorry?
Probably now started.
Okay. So look, the teenage son creating problem on Vishalijit. Teenager son creating problem on you or your neighbor.
No, for me, like
You. Okay, listen. Problem on me. Right? Anyone else? Anyone else? Any problem? Just quick to save time, because we have a whole lot of materials to cover. Anyone? Overthinking. Who's overthinking? Your neighbor is overthinking?
I'm overthinking.
You overthinking. I am overthinking. You're getting it? Okay. Anyone else? Parag, recent.
Like, I don't think so. I have problems. Like,
There's no problem.
no.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's like,
Okay, don't worry. You are young. Problems are waiting for you. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Quick. Anyone else? Here. Yes.
When one is very thirsty and want to quench your thirst, then looking for water and there's no water around, then it will be a big problem.
Can you
When
put
you're,
mic
you're very thirsty,
further away? Mic further away.
when you're very thirsty,
When it's thirsty?
you want to quench your thirst
Oh,
immediately, but there's no water around.
yes.
There'll be a big problem
Okay.
for
So
anybody.
finding no water out there when you're thirsty. Who's thirsty? Your neighbor thirsty or you?
Myself, alone.
I am thirsty. You
I'm not in the desert, but there's no water around.
Yes, I'm thirsty. Here.
When someone is not well, when someone is not
But the mic little far away.
yeah.
Yes.
When someone is not healthy in my family, falling sick, disease, I find it to be difficult to deal with.
Who fight?
I find it to be difficult to deal with when somebody is not well.
Okay.
Their health issue.
When somebody's not well, you.
My family members.
No, when family members are not feeling well,
Yeah.
health issues, then.
Yeah.
Then what's the problem?
I find it problem.
You
find it to be very problematic. Yeah.
You find problem. Okay, good. So did you all notice one thing? In all the problems, there is I involved. Yes? You notice that? Okay, too. So, whereas it's nothing wrong. Don't think that, oh, I must be so bad. In all the problems, I'm involved. Don't think it's bad. But we have to know the reality that the problems like this sound of two hands coming together, one hand symbolizes, for example, for Vaishali, her son, teenager son, complicated teenager son. And the number two hand, I. These two come together. Then the, who else? Yes, the thirst and not finding water is external factor. And I have a problem, I. So in other words, what we're learning, in all the problems, there are two hands involved. One is external factors, and the other one is internal factors. These two hands come together, then it explodes into the sound of miseries. Whereas only one hand, external factors, internal factors removed. No sound. Sound of the hand, sound of the clap stops. So, but the purpose of a life is to stop this sound of the clap of the miseries, sound of the miseries. And how to stop the sound of miseries? By stopping one of the two hands. Best if you can remove both hands. If not, at least remove one of the two hands. At least remove one hand, then you can stop the sound of clap. Your miseries will stop. You getting it? Okay. Now, which of the two hands you want to stop? External factors or internal factors? Raise hands. External factors or internal factors? Yes, the internal factors. Okay, anyone else? How many of you would say internal factors? Remove the internal factors. Okay. Okay, now let's see. Okay, don't forget, what did you say? If of the two hands, of the two factors, which of the two factors you will remove? Internal, raise hands. Internal, raise hands. Okay. Okay, which factor? Louder. 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 Okay. Now don't decrease your volume. Okay, you're getting it? Okay, let's see. So, to remove the internal factors, you have to identify the internal factors, right? You have to identify the internal factors. Okay, now let us do a quick mathematical calculation. Let us do a quick mathematical. Ready? Very simple mathematics. The plus minus only. And numbers less than 5. Can you do that? Hey, analyst, can you do that? Huh? Yes. Okay. So do the calculation mentally. Don't do it verbally. Do it mentally. Only when I ask you what is the answer, you give an answer. Till that point, do everything mentally. Ready? Okay. 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 2 plus 2. What's the answer? 11. Very good. That's amazing. Okay, now let's do it. Let us do this again. Let us do this again. Same thing. Same thing. You do the calculation, and the only when I ask you what's answered, you give me. Till that point, keep it to yourself. Ready? 2 plus 3 plus minus 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 1 plus 2. What's the answer? What's the answer? Okay, so which means that you cannot give the answer. How many say you cannot give the answer? Okay, now my question to you is, why in the first case you gave the correct answer? Why in the second case you did not give the correct answer? Why? Raise hands, raise hands. Why? Anyone? Raise hands. Raise hands. Why? Why? The girl here? Mike.
Tishtile, sir. So first, we get the slowly we understand that question, so that's why we calculate it. So secondly, we don't get the question like
Clearly?
yeah, it's a
Why?
first. So
Because I said it fast.
yeah.
What's your name?
Sring Pemas.
Sirin Pamela. Okay, Sirin Pamela is saying that in the first case, I said it very slow so that you can process the information easily. In the second case, I said it very fast, therefore you cannot calculate it. How many agree with Sirin Pamela? Raise hands. How many agree with Sirin Pamela? Okay, we are very happy. How many agree with me that I said it fast? Correct? Not correct? Correct. And your brain works slow? Yes? Yes. You blamed only me. You did not blame your brain working slow. You're getting it? Me saying fast is external factor or internal factor? External factor. Your brain working slow. Internal, external? Internal. You are not ready to blame your internal factors. You are so eager to blame the external factors. And when I said, right, which of the two factors you want to remove, you said internal. Actually, you're not ready. Right? Although you said, I want to remove the internal factors, but you are not ready, not even ready to identify the internal factors. You only blame the external factors. This is a problem. But next question is, say even though you blame the external factors, there's no problem. As if was the purpose of life to stop our miseries, to stop our angers, to stop our sadness. Reasons. If this can be, if my sadness, the tears, how many you shed tears out of sadness in your life, reasons? How many have shed tears? Okay, how many have never shed tears in your life? How many have never shed tears? Barak? You never shed tears in your life? Huh? So which means you had problems sometimes. Right? So he never had problems, right? Now he's saying that he shed tears sometimes. Okay, now Barak forgot. Now suddenly he remembers. Okay, so what I'm saying is that this is a problem. We have a problem, and problems are because of external factors, internal factors. Both are responsible. Meanwhile, we are so addicted in blaming the external factors. We may never think about the internal factors. You're getting it? Okay. Now, let's say that, so what's wrong? Some people say, no, we are so bad. Yes, he's right. We are blaming external factors. No, what's wrong? If you blame external factors, what's wrong? But the point is that whether you blame external factors, you blame internal factors, whatever, your job is to remove your tears of life. You remove your sadness of life. If this cannot be done, then the purpose of blaming external is meaningless. Blaming internal is meaningless. The tears and the sadness of life must be stopped. For that, you have to remove one of the two factors, external factor or the internal factor. One of the two. Okay, do it again. One hand out. See. He's sitting by my, yeah. No sound. Good. So look, no sound. Therefore, of the two hands, if you can remove one hand, it's good enough. So that's up to you. You want to remove external factors or internal factors. That's up to the individual. But tell me, how many external factors are there, Resents, in the world to create problem on you? How many external factors are there? Raise hands. How many external factors are there? Raise hands. Yes, Anila. Infinite external factors are there. Yes. Okay, Anila, you're very young. Still, you discovered that already. That's amazing. How many agree with Anila? Tinspegila. How many agree with her? Yes. Infinite external factors are there. Oh, yes. So it is like, let's say that there's a poisonous tree growing. And from the wind blowing through the poisonous tree, you have skin rashes. So why skin rashes? Because of the wind from this leaves, poisonous tree. Then you remove the leaves. Keep removing the leaves. You remove 400 leaves. You are good for next 1 week. Again, new leaves grow. Now, spring, new leaves grow. Again, skin rash will happen. So if you don't want the skin rashes for how long? Skin problem for how long? For 1 week or 2 weeks? Or permanently? Permanently, it should be, the problem should go away permanently. If you want the problem should go permanently, what should you do? Yes. Cut the tree, chop the tree, then in few months, again the new branches will grow, right? What do you do? Uproot the tree, remove from the root. You're getting it? Remove from the root. Okay, so instead of removing the temporary, just 400 leaves, it's just temporary solution. This is known as symptomatic treatment. This is not the real treatment. This is known as symptomatic treatment. It's just temporary relief. So wise people will look to remove the root. Okay, so for that matter, say external factors, as Tenzin Pigila said, they are infinite external factors. And even the factors which are otherwise supposed to be good for us, say the external factors, they're innumerable. For example, say the Tinshutana brings all of us here, and then we put in one room 2 people, right? So 1 room 2 people, you say that, oh, Tinshutana, I have no privacy. I have no privacy. Then, okay, never mind. Then I'll put in single room. Then I'm feeling lonely. You're getting it? So what should we do now? What should the Ajit do? What should we do? So there's only 2 options. Either you stay on your own or stay with somebody else. There's no third option. Both you have a problem. So this is because of the external factors. They are inexhaustible, infinite number. We can't get rid of the external factors. Now, from this point of view, if you really want to stop the sound of clap, then which of the 2 hands should you remove? Sensibly speaking, internal factors. You're getting it? Internal factors. The next question is, what are the internal factors? You're getting it? Okay. So, next question is, what are the internal factors? External factors, they're innumerable. Internal factors, we never thought about it. Even this mathematical problem, simple problem, you blamed me. Right? Sitting Pamela, right? She is your representative. You said fast, yes. So you blamed me. If for small things, you blamed me. If for small things, big things, of course, we blame. So the point is that, say, what are the internal factors? Internal factors, broadly speaking, there are 2 internal factors. External factors, there are infinite external factors. Internal factors, how many there? Broadly do. And then this text is beautiful. 37 practice of Bodhisattva. This amazing practice. This will tell us how to get rid of these two internal factors. He'll identify the internal factors and it'll teach us how to get rid of these internal factors. And then you practice them. You see that you're growing older and older and older. You become happier. Otherwise, what happens? Usually, what happens is that as you grow older, say once upon a time, I was like these nuns, their age, like 16, 17, I was their age. And then now I'm already 58. It's like time flies. Time flies. It's unimaginable. So when I was in their age, I was in class 9 and 10. Class 9 and 10, doing physics, mathematics. These are the two, my major the interests. Then graduated class 12. Then I joined the monastery. And in the monastery, study. Then I joined Diploma monastery, study. Then after this, say get to Dharamsala, some work like translation for His Holiness Dalai Lama and so forth. And then the time finished. Already more and more white hairs coming here and there, white hairs growing. Once upon a time, don't think that I'm this old. 70 years ago, I was like you. Same age as you, same the youth. So I used to say that when I was 7 years old, I remember my hands. Once I was leaning against a retainer wall. Okay, the civil engineer, Cholagandela. What do you call these? Retaining wall.
Retaining wall.
Retaining walls. So once I was just 7 years old. I was leaning my hands accidentally against a wall, and the sunshine just hits the walls. My hands look so cute, amazingly cute. I was so impressed. Now not cute, not cute anymore. But recently, the Pune. Okay, recently in Pune, what happened was that there were so although looking at my hands now, not beautiful, not cute. Two little girls were discussing about me. 10 years old and 11 years old, two girls. I was visiting the university and they were waiting for me. And the one professor was there, a very senior professor who was hosting the program. And the professor was overhearing the two girls discussing. They have a private discussion on Geshe. And one girl asked the other girl, "Hey, did you ever see Geshe before?" And the other girl said, "No, I just saw some of his photos." And the other girl said that, "You know what? In real life, he's even more cute." So, okay. So so what I'm saying is that our job is to get rid of the internal factors. For this, we have to identify the internal factors. And if we able to identify the internal factors and put effort to get rid of these internal factors, no matter what happens to you externally, your mind will become happier. And the parents, okay, where is the Rika ji there? Padmaji, said they listen to Padmaji, and not only Padmaji, most of the parents, like even the Sharmilaji, so they have a sense of their whole life revolves around making the children happy. Agree? Yes. Tinjola, agree? Yes. To make Sanjala good? Yes. So their mind revolves around that the children should be happy. Yes, Padmaji? Yes, the children should be happy. So this is what a life is. And then they say, and then if the children, they are really good, Okay, if the children are not good, if they go into indulgence, alcoholism, and so forth, what a hell for the parents. Makran, listen to this. What a hell for the parents when the children go into indulgence. Okay, so the point is that whereas you have your own life, the parents, you have your own life. While you put effort to make sure that your children are better off, you also have your own life. Your life is also very precious. Why should you torture yourself? Make sure that you become happier and happier and happier person. And the best gift as parents to the children is that you should become a happier person. Children will learn from you. This is the best gift. This best gift. Rather than giving, say, the crores and crores of rupees to the children, it doesn't guarantee the children will be happy. But if you really show them the good example of yourself becoming a happier and happier person, this is the best gift for your children. For example, okay, the Ajit Angel, I will not be too happy, but I'd like to share this story here. Where Sangela there? Yes, listen. Okay, so what happened was that there was one, I think, a school principal or college principal, lady college principal. One time she came to visit me through appointment. I don't know whether it is through Kunjabla or this one or Chodan. I don't remember that. And she came to me. And usually I say whoever comes to my office to meet me, somebody who is unknown, I always check the background, how the person came to me, through which contact. And one day that lady came, a college principal, a lady, and I did not get any clue how she get to Tibet House, how she came to know about Tibet House. I did not get any information. I was trying to get it. I could not track the contact. Then I became so desperate. Then I asked, how did you come to know about Tibet House? And what she said, okay, listen, this is a big lesson for all of us, and we can learn from this. So she said that's interesting, that in my colony, you say residential place, colony, there is one lady. And I've been seeing this lady for the last 7 years passing by through my window. I can see that. That lady, not even a single day, I saw this lady upset, frustrated, agitated, always calm and peaceful. And she was, I'm a principal. I'm the college principal. And I should be the role model for all the students, for all the professors. But I feel so agitated, so angry, agitated, frustrated, sad. But this lady is always so calm, peaceful. What is the secret of this lady's calmness? I must ask this lady. Then, after 7 years, she gathered her courage to go out and meet the lady. And who was this lady? Ajitenjala there. Ajitenjala recent, our host, yes. Okay, our host who has been working so hard for all these many months. And then the other lady asked Ajitenjala, what is the secret of your calmness? You're so calm, extremely serene, very matured, amazing. I'm a school principal, but I cannot maintain this calmness within me. And you're so calm. So look, this is her kindness, her calmness. Not only makes whole family calm and peaceful. Sometimes it may make people, children too calm, like Sanjala. Right. Right. Okay. So the point is that not only that, they also have the effect on others, outside people, how they're benefited. So what I'm saying is that parents, what is so important is how to identify the external factors, internal factors, and not only the parents, even everyone, each one of us, we have a huge responsibility that if I tell you today that what do you want of your life after 10 years, after 20 years, that you want to say at one point, then we start to have more gray hairs coming up, and then you miss your youth, or you older age while you grow older, but you become happier. Which do you want? If this is the choice that I give you, what would you say? Anyone says you grow older, you say, okay, then you grow older, you miss your youth, or you grow older and you become happier. What do you want? The boy there, what do you want? The second one. How many agree with this? Okay. If you want to be the second one, the first one is with respect to the creating happiness, but purely depends on external factors. Second one is purely depends on the internal factors. When you focus on the internal factors, then your peace of mind keeps increasing. As you grow older and older, you become happier. Okay, the next, what is that? What would the next question? So every time we have this class, we're going to say, the moment I want to jump to the next point, I will come with a question to you. What would be the next question? So you have to just share your thoughts. What would be the next question? So that's what we've learned is that we all want to stop the tears of life. And for that matter, say the tears we have to know how the tears are created. Tears come into being by dependence on two factors. What two factors? External factors and internal factors. Very good. So these two factors come together, then the tears are created, problems are created. Okay. So if you want to stop the tears, everybody wants to stop the tears, whether you're Buddhist, Hindus, Muslims, Jains, Christians, non-believers, males, females, no difference. Eastern or Western, no difference. Everybody wants to stop the tears of samsara. How many agree with me in his hands? Everybody, high, low, rich, poor, no difference. Everybody wants to stop the tears of samsara. If you want to do that, what is the next question? How to stop it? How to stop it? Say first, to stop this, we need to know how the tears come into being, how the sadness come into being. It comes into being but depends on two factors, external factors and internal factors. And removing which of the two is doable? External or internal? Internal, because external is infinite in number. Infinite number, we cannot possibly get it for all the external factors. Now, the only choice, if there is a possibility for us to stop all the tears, the wise people will look to get into the internal factor. So from this, we can distinguish who are the wise people and who are the unwise people. Unwise people only talk about money, wealth, position, good food, and only talk about these things. Wise people will, yes, money is very important. Position is important, food is important, this is important. At the same time, not compromise to talk about the internal factors. These are the wise people. You're getting it? So, keep in mind, demarcating between who's wise and who is unwise. So, unwise people will focus fully on external things: money, power, wealth, beauty, youth, and so forth. And the wise people will look to get rid of the internal factors. Meanwhile, the wise people do not neglect the external factors. You getting it? Okay. So, for example, say here, the Tawang, and in the winter, in the peak of the winter, say you go out, it's very cold. No, it's external factor. I want to tackle the internal factor. This is unwise. Wise people should tackle both. Take care of external factors as well as internal factors. Don't neglect the external factors. This is so important. While not neglecting in external factors, also not to miss to take care of the internal factors. These are the wise people. For example, I would say all the people, you say, okay, the young Anilas, you see many of them who came from outside. Outside, if you check their biography, if you check their background, you see that they're very, very educated people. You getting it? Very educated. And of course, they take care of the family. They don't miss to take care of the family. At the same time, they also come here for the class to learn about the internal factors, how to remove the internal factors. These are the wise people. You getting it? Let's not forget it. Be wise. And what do you want to become? Wise person or unwise person? Wise person. If you want to be a wise person, what should you do? You should learn how to take care of both the external and the internal factors. You're getting it? Not just talk about, not only think about the external. Also, not to miss to take care of the internal factors. Okay. Now, from this, what we are discussing is a very important point. The next question is that we should be extremely pragmatic. Let us not be in the air all the time. Be in the air meaning suspended in the air, not finding ground. If you don't find the ground, you cannot stack the building. You're getting it? Say, in a very slopey place, oh, I want to build a big stadium. What is what is the practicality? Say, Mount Everest. In Mount Everest, I'm going to build a big stadium. This is a very, very impractical. Very impractical. So, say we should be extremely practical. Practical meaning, any questions that come to you, you must look for the answers. If you have the answer, then good. If you don't have the answer, you have to look for the answer. These are the practical people. We should learn how to be wise, not unwise, and also practical person. You're getting it? Okay. So practical person, we talk about this, stopping the tears. Tears represent the fears and the sadness. To stop all the sadness, to stop all the fears is one of our aspiration. How many agree with me, raise hands? Is it possible to stop all the headaches, all the problems? And if possible, expand your happiness. Raise hands. Okay. Now my question to you is the tears that you want to stop, the miseries that you want to stop. What percentage of misery do you want to stop? 10%, 20, 30, 40, anyone? Make it zero. Suffering zero. Siri Pamela. You want to make suffering, what do you want? You want to say of 100 days. You want to shed tears 100 days?
No, sir.
No, then how many days you want to shed tears? 2 days?
Yeah, minimum. No, sir. 10, yeah, 20.
No. You want 10 to days.
Yeah, if I have 100 days, then 10 to 20, I'll have.
It's okay.
Yeah.
10 to it's okay. If there's no tears, good or bad? What's best?
No, sir. Sometimes tears is best for us.
Oh, that's interesting. Sometimes tears is good. Tell me how.
So sometimes we have to express our feeling through a tear. So that's the good things about us.
Like what? For example, you become very happy, then you tears.
Yeah, sometimes happiness also.
No, that is the tear of happiness. That's a different story. You getting it? The tear that I'm talking about here is the tears of the sadness.
Yeah, sometimes it's if tears will come out, then it feels good to us also. Like,
No, you want sadness.
yeah.
So
No, I don't want sadness, but
you don't want sadness. Okay, now let's be very direct. If I've been very poetic, it's a problem. So let's be very direct. Okay, sadness. 0%.
yeah, sadness.
Listen, 0% sadness, 5% sadness, 10%, 50%, 60, 80, 90, 100%. Choose.
So it's depend on
No, not depend. Just say sadness.
sadness. Yeah, 0%.
Okay, good. How many agree with Sirin Pamela resents? Sadness 0%. Sadness 0%. I don't want any sadness. Resents. Or sometimes sadness is good. Resents. Sometimes sadness is good. Resents. Sometimes sadness is good, right? Okay. Say your name. No. Here. The lady here. Yes. Your name?
Hasna. Hasnan.
Hasna.
Yes.
Hasna, tell me, sometimes sadness is good.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes no breakfast is good. So tomorrow, no breakfast for her. She'll feel sad, right? Oh, you said you want sadness.
Sometimes like that, Agala, when we see others to share their sadness, we should
No,
also
that is
feel
different story. Empathize. This is
Yes.
this is a extremely precious quality. This is known as empathy. Empathy is very precious. It is not sadness.
Okay.
Sadness means that you suffer. You suffer not for somebody else. You suffer. You're getting it? Empathy is very different. Somebody suffers and you empathize with the other person. This is an extremely good quality. Let us not mix the two. In fact, the Hasnam, you want to empathize with other people. You appreciate the empathy. Wonderful, amazing. Okay, so how many of you would say that sadness I don't want? I want to empathize. Very good. I like to empathize, but I don't want sadness. Okay, I don't want fear. I don't want fear. Raise hands. I don't want fear. Raise hands. I want fear sometimes. Exciting. No one wants fear. You getting it? Okay. Now the question is that can we have zero fear? Can we make a fear zero? Huh? Can we make a fear zero? This is a serious question. Okay, gentlemen over there. Yes, here. Yes, right in front of you. Yes. Okay, do you think your fear can be made zero? Okay, let's all listen to this. Speak your mind. Don't worry. No right or wrong.
I think some fear is important.
Can you give me an example?
I think love comes from fear of loss, and some fear is important.
Okay, let's say if you have a love, the mother's love and so forth, without the fear, one option, same intensity of love with fear, which do you prefer?
I don't think you can have one without the other.
No. I'm just creating a scenario. You're getting it? I'm not saying it's real. I'm creating a scenario. You're right? Okay, imagine apple. Can you imagine? It's not real apple. There's no apple there. I'm just creating a scenario. You getting it? Likewise, I'm creating two scenario. Say, intense affection towards your love without fear. Intense affection towards your love with fear. Which of the two do you want?
Ideally, without fear.
Okay, very good. How many agree? What's your name?
Sahil.
Sahil. Sahid. Okay. Sahil. Okay. How many agree with Sahil with hands? Fear, love with fear, love without fear. Love without fear is preferable. Raise hands. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, is that possible? This next question. Is that possible? You're getting it? This is a very serious question. Is that possible? So, if you ask me, what I would say is that don't be quick to say yes. Don't be quick to say no. It's not possible. You're getting it? So, what did the Buddha say? The Buddha said yes. Buddha gave this answer not for spreading Buddhism, but to see how to share happiness, how to share joy without fear. So Buddha said it's possible. Sahil, what would be the next question? The Buddha said yes, it's possible. What would be the next question? How?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So these are the things that we need to learn how to ask the correct question. How to ask the correct question. When somebody says, yes, it's possible to have immense, intense, expansive affection without fear is possible. What would be the question? How? You're getting it? We need to learn how to ask these questions. How? Okay. So for this, what we said, in a way, what we said is that this fear, the metaphor, metaphorically speaking, we talk about the sound of clap. Sound of clap. So this sound of clap, say this is example of the fear. And this fear is because of two hands coming together. What two hands? External factors and internal factors. Good. Of the two hands, remove one hand. Just external factor, no fear, no sound. Sound of the fear stops. The fear stops and love expands. You're getting it? So in other words, there's a possibility for the expansive love and affection without fear. Okay, so what I've shared with you is just metaphor, the example. Now, in real sense, how can we understand that such a thing is happening? This is extremely important. Extremely important. Okay, so for this first thing that we need to remember is, okay, let me give you an example. Let's say that here, okay, there's a flower here in my right hand, and on my left hand, imagine say the candle flame, the flame of a candle, and both I cover in the pitcher, a vase. Both I cover with a vase, two vases, one vase here, one vase here, and say, imagine that it's total dark, midnight, total dark, no light. And if I remove and you want to read books, So say there's no light, and I tell you that there's a light there. In one of these two pictures, there's a light there. And then you uncover the first picture. First picture, you remove it. There was just the flower. The other you remove, and the light from inside will spread everywhere in this hall. You agree? The moment I remove the picture, the light inside this will spread across this room. You agree? Okay. So why this flower inside the picture, when I remove the picture, it remains the same. There's no difference. But with the light inside, the light inside the picture, the light, when it's in the picture, it doesn't go out. I remove the picture, instantly it moves to every direction of the hall. So what's the difference? Anyone? Why in the first case there's nothing going out? Why in the second case there's an immense instant light flowing to every direction of the hall? Why? What's the difference? Anyone? Okay, this is Nubala.
You remove the lampshade.
Sorry?
You remove the lampshade.
This is what I'm saying. So when you remove it, why this light spreads, why the flower does not spread?
Because you can't contain light. You cannot contain light. And the flower, it can't expand. It just...
Okay. So how many agree with this, Nubala? This says that the nature of the light is to spread. The flower, the nature of the flower is not to spread. How many agree with this, Nubala? Very good. Our nature from mind is to spread. And why in the first case this light is not spreading?
Are afflictive and cognitive obscurations.
Because it is obscured by the vase. So likewise our mind, it has the quality like the light to spread. To spread, but why it's not spreading now? We feel so congested. Fear means you shrink. Instead of spreading, you shrink. You agree? When you feel the fear, how does your mind behave? It shrinks or it expands? It shrinks. And then with the fear, what happens? The heaviness comes. Heaviness comes. Okay. So this indication that why our mind behaving like this? If the nature of the mind is to expand, why is it behaving like this? Because that our mind, like this vase, the light put in the vase blocks the light from expanding. Likewise, our mind is blocked by the vase known as the afflictions, mental afflictions. Okay. So for this, let me give you one or two examples, and then we'll stop here for the morning session. One or two examples that I'd like to give is that just imagine. Okay. you have, what river do you see? What river do you have around? What river? Tawang. Okay, Tawang, can you drink directly? Can you drink directly? No? Yes, mainstream is already joined, right? So that you cannot drink it directly. Now just this very important example. Don't forget it. So, okay, and let's say a very dirty water, some way, like dirty water with the, with the factories, chemicals just dumped into the river. River is very undrinkable. So this water, this dirty water, nobody wants to drink. Now, if you make this dirty water, subject this dirty water to, say, for example, okay, if you go to Delhi or any other place, you see the bottled water. Bottled water, how these bottled water there? Okay, Damdul, yes. So bottled water, it comes from where? It comes from, say, through after purification. Purification like reverse osmosis, ultrafiltration. Through these processes, then the water, all the dirt are removed, and the very clean water comes out. Okay, how many of you agree with me, hands? Okay, now let's say that, okay, this cup, I saw some golden cup. I saw some golden cup. I also want this golden cup. I want this to be golden cup. Then what you do is that you remove the this made of, let's say, clay. You remove the clay particles. This cup will become golden cup, or will it, or will not? Let me give the example. With the water, remove the dirt, then the water becomes very clean. You agree? Then it's drinkable. Likewise, this, remove the clay particles and then it will become a golden cup. You agree? And they don't know. Okay. In Tawang, does it happen or not? You remove the clay particle and it becomes golden cup. In Tawang, does it happen? Anila, no. Okay, so I thought it's happening. But some of the analysts said no. Okay, so if it is not, then what happens? If you remove the clay particles, what will happen? The muck will disappear. You agree? Muck will disappear. Okay, whereas with the dirty water, remove the dirt, the water doesn't disappear. Water becomes very clean. My question to you before we go for the lunch is, why the water, removing the dirt, water, instead of water disappearing, water becomes very clean? Why? This is my question. Why with the clay mug, you remove the clay particle, instead of the clay mug, the mug becoming gold, why it disappears? This is my question. Anyone? Tamdila, yes? Which one? The clay. Clay, we remove the clay particles, then it disappears. Not dissolve, disappear. It disappears. Why with the water? Why not? With the water, when you remove the dirt, pollutants, remove the dirt, why the water is not disappearing? Why not? Anyone? 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 Don't feel shy. Okay, the girl over there. Yes, girl over there. What's your name?
It's Lisa.
Lisa, yes.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So I think we add the dirt to it. Water itself does not really have anything. It is pure in nature. So the impurities is added to it. So if you remove the impurity, water remains water. That's the pure state of it.
Even the dirty water is also water?
Yeah, but then it's impure.
Yes. So how many agree with Lisa? Lisa said that the dirty water, however dirty the water is, the true nature of water is very clean. Therefore, when you remove the dirt, the true nature of the water manifests. purity manifests. Like whereas for the let's say this mug, clay mug, the true nature is not gold. So when you remove the clay particles, you remove the true nature of the clay particle. When you remove the true nature of the clay mug, then the clay mug disappears. How many agree with Tamtinla and Lisa Resents? How many of you agree with all of them? Yes. So our mind is not like the clay cup. Our mind is like the, however dirty, however defiled our mind is like the dirty water. You remove the dirt and the purity manifests. That purity is Buddhahood. This girl said to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. And Tenzin Nubala said to become Buddha for the benefit of yourself and for others, both. Okay, so when the metal dirt is removed, like the water, remove the dirt, then the water becomes so pure. This purity does not come from anywhere. It's just right there. Likewise, our mind, each one of us, our mind, the true nature is so pure. Nobody made it. It is so pure. And why it is not pure at the moment is because of the temporary, we call it adventitious stains. Like the dirt, temporary dirt. Remove the dirt from the mind, then the mind will manifest its true nature, like the light. Remove the picture, and the light will flow. Likewise, remove the metal dirt, our mind will flow. That is known as the Buddha's mind. You become a Buddha. Buddha doesn't mean Buddhism. Anybody can become Buddha. Buddhists, Hindus, Muslims, Jains, non-believers also. Anybody can become Buddha. Say, for example, pizza. Pizza, which country's food is this? Pizza. Italian. So eat pizza, no need to become Italian. Anybody can eat pizza. No need to, you're eating pizza. Are you Italian? No. Right? You can eat. Anybody can learn these things and become enlightened. Right? Whether you're Buddhist, non-Buddhist, male, female, it doesn't matter. Anybody, your tears will stop. That is our goal. You're getting it? Okay. So the next thing that we're going to learn in the next afternoon class, yes, these are the background we require. When we have this background information, then the text we're going to study. The text, the 37 practices of the Bodhisattvas, which we're going to study, will make total sense to us. Okay, before we wind this up, is there any one question? One question you have? Okay, Losar Pizola.
Kinla, I have also heard that once a person becomes well acquainted with the studies of Buddhism, they naturally become very, very sad. And that sadness is an aspiration that many Tathagats and many Bodhisattvas make. So,
okay, that's good.
What kind of sadness?
Okay. So, Losar Pizola, don't believe in somebody else blindly. You getting it? You said, I heard somebody having said that anybody who learns about the Dharma so well, all these concepts so well, then you tend to become sad. Like the Bodhisattvas, they feel sad. What kind of sadness? Here, what we are trying to do is we learn these things to stop the sadness. Whereas you are saying, you heard from somebody that you learn these things, then more sadness comes, right? So the purpose is defeated. Okay. Say that the how many have been to surgery? Recent surgery. Okay. So oftentimes, do you agree with me? That what's your name? Tawang. Okay, Sawangla and many of us been through surgery. So people, what they do? First, when they go to do you go to surgery? Never. Listen to this. First, when you go to surgery, you are healthy. You are physically, or you can walk very comfortable. You walk into the OT. What is your OT? Operation theater. You go there. You walk. Coming back, you cannot walk. right? You went there not to walk or to walk? To walk, but you cannot walk. You're getting it? So this is known as a surgery process. Surgery process is for a bigger benefit. So temporary sadness is there for the deeper sadness, to stop the deeper sadness. You're getting it? Okay. So that sadness is the discovery. Okay. How many heard this? Ignorance is bliss. What is the opposite of bliss? Sadness. With ignorance, actually, right, you're eating a delicious food with poisonous. Poisonous, delicious food. Yeah, you are ignorant that this is poisoned, and you eat it. It's blissful. Actually, you should feel sad. Discover this sad. So this will help you to stop the poison. You're getting it? So ignorance is bliss. So most of us who are not sad, Parag, who said, I have no problem. That is ignorance is bliss. You're getting it? So once you know, learning all these things, then you discover your problem. Parag, this is his second time, right? Second time, now he's discovering. Earlier he said the same thing. I have no problem. Now he discovered that he shed tears sometimes. So what I'm saying is that learning these things will make you discover your reality, that we are not in a bliss, we are in a sad situation. But we can overcome this sadness. You're getting it? For that purpose. Okay, good. We'll stop here. We'll recite the Heart Sutra mantra. Te ta om gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhisvaha om gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhisvaha tyatha om gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhisvaha. Next session at 3 o'clock, and before that we'll make 3 presentations.